Coming up in this edition, we're chatting with PR Consultant Lianne Bertelli, and she's got 5 top tips to help you develop your own PR strategy. With National Feet Week coming up, why not use this time as an opportunity to shout about what you do? Tony Gavin gives us a brief introduction on Solushin and how it can help your patients suffering with shin splints. And finally, the Osgo Team are excited to announce the new Foot and Ankle Show digital dates.
Hi, my name's Lianne Bertelli. I'm a PR consultant and I run my own consultancy, Bertelli Communications. I'd like to offer you some tips to consider that will make sure you're getting the right messages out to the right people. So the tip 1 is to create your own key messages. If PR is about getting the right messages out about you or your business, you need to define what those messages are. Do you want to highlight a service that you offer, or do you have a brand new product to promote? These messages could be ongoing or for a one-off PR campaign, but they should run through all of your content, be that on your website, in your press releases, or on your social media channels. They don't have to be long-winded and can simply be a sentence or two, but they should be memorable, unique to your business and consistent. As many of you may know, I manage the PR for Osgo Healthcare, as well as their annual national initiative, National Feet Week. And our key message remains consistent, and it's at the heart of all our communications with the media and the public. We have a few key messages, with the main one being that National Feet Week encourages people of all ages to prioritise their foot health and to see a podiatrist as regularly as they would a dentist or an optician. This message allows us to focus on varying elements of foot health while also getting our audiences to think. The initiative has been running for 3 years now, and we always receive feedback from people who say they've never even thought of foot health as they would dental or eye care, and it's really made them stop and evaluate how they look after their feet. So tip 2, is know your audience. So once you've decided on your key messages, and before jumping headfirst into promoting your business, you need to decide who your audience is. You'll no doubt already know who it is, but ask the questions: who will be buying into your service or purchasing your product? There may be an obvious group of people to target, but by sitting down and considering who could potentially buy into your services or product, you may discover new untapped audiences that you hadn't even considered. Once you understand who your target audience are, you need to find out what media they consume. These days we're all bombarded with all sorts of media, from traditional newspapers and magazines to YouTube channels, social media and podcasts. If you simply don't know where to start, I suggest looking where your competitors are featured, or indeed similar brands to yours. Start to read all relevant media outlets and identify articles where you think you and your brand could fit, or speak to clients and ask them what titles they read, what articles are they interested in reading about. All of this essential research will help you focus on who you should be talking to, which ultimately will open up your target media list. Which takes me on to tip 3, building relationships. Now it's time to collate a list of journalists to target and to build relationships with them. Now, most articles are bylines, so you can usually find your target's contact name and locate them online. So in my opinion, one of the most important things about PR is getting to know your media and nurturing ongoing working relationships that will allow you to pick up the phone or drop them a line with news stories or product launches whenever you have them, and they'll always be receptive. With a real emphasis on us all being kinder, this advice isn't asking you to reinvent the wheel. It's about being a human being and taking an interest in other people and simply being friendly and reliable. So don't send generic emails that look like they've been copied and pasted and sent to 100 other people. Journalists have inboxes that are literally bursting at the seams. So being a reliable source and providing succinct and usable information that they can easily access helps you to stand out from the crowd. Think big by thinking smaller. So whenever I start working with a client, I always ask them what their dream PR coverage would be. And often the answers are totally attainable, but you need to think seriously about your brand and not about the readership numbers. So you might think, I want to be on the front page of the Sunday Times. So it's all very well to look at the circulation of a national newspaper and think, that's where I want to be. But if your brand isn't a fit and more suited to a smaller targeted publication, you'll get better results and reach more of your target customers. This could be your local newspaper, a business blog, a podcast, everything that talks about issues that are important to you and your sector. Similarly, don't expect huge amounts of coverage immediately, unless you've invented a product to rival the iPhone. If you're launching a brand new product or presenting your business to the media for the first time, be prepared to work hard contacting the media with news and product info. As I've just said, it does take time to build relationships with the right people. You will come up against some brick walls. And to the final tip, always be ready to tell your story. So you've done all of the above, but PR's never boring, and coverage can come from the unlikeliest sources or on the back of the most tenuous links. On my slide here, I've shown how the NSPCC, who are obviously a huge organisation, far huger than Osgo and our National Feet Week initiative, but they leapt upon our National Feet Week hashtag and used it to promote one of their fundraising initiatives, which was absolutely brilliant for us and shows the reach that we were attaining. So the key to capitalising on all of these opportunities is to constantly stay abreast of the news, both general and in your sector, as well as being ready to respond quickly and efficiently. There may be national awareness weeks like National Feet Week that you can provide a case study for, or perhaps a national holiday where your product would fit. Or look for news stories that are positive and causing a buzz on social media channels and see whether you can provide comment.
Solushin is a new product which we've just brought over from Australia. It's designed for use in the speeding up the rehabilitation of medial tibial stress syndrome, or the other term which is commonly used of being shin splints. It's a revolutionary product because it has an evidence base that it speeds up the rehabilitation when used before or after training by athletes, because MTSS, as most of you will know, can really slow down an athlete's progress because it can take a very long time to recover from. And usually what happens with athletes is they become frustrated and they return to training in an inappropriate way, perhaps too fast or too much too soon. So they can end up in this cycle, which is really quite damaging to their progression and their goals, really. So this device does speed up the rehabilitation program, which is fantastic. It works in two ways. It's a compression device, first and foremost, but as you know, there's many compression devices out there. But it also has these nodes which are proven to relax the calf muscles, which aid in the rehabilitation process. It's designed by a biomedical engineer and an orthopedic surgeon over there in Australia, and it's being used by some elite athletes over there with some amazing results. When we first saw this product, we were really excited about it, and the guys are great to work with, and they've been producing a whole load of education as well, lots of which is available on our platform. There's webinars and there's courses and there's stuff for Osgo members exclusively as well. To find out more about MTSS, what causes it, how we rehabilitate it, and the loading programs for recovery that can be used in conjunction with this device or used as a standalone. So we really would urge you to go and check it out. The Solushin website is up and it's solushin.co.uk. And this is somewhere where you could point patients towards should you think that they'd benefit from it. Or if you want to order yourself to have in practice, there is of course a special price for clinicians, so the general public pay quite a different price to what you would pay to stock it in your practice should you want to have it there for your own patients' needs.
The Foot and Ankle Show couldn't take place in 2020 due to the pandemic, so we did create the Foot and Ankle Show digital so we could all get together, do some CPD but online. We are pleased to announce that we will be doing that again this year. There's a number of international speakers lined up to inspire and educate you. As usual, you'll be able to log on from any device at any time. If you've taken part in the Foot and Ankle Show digital before, you'll know how easy it is. All you need to do is register. Once registered over the weekend, just log in as and when you can and you'll be able to view all the content that we've got there for you. We've also got an in-person event again in 2023. That'll be 2nd and 3rd of February in Liverpool again. But in the meantime, do register for the Foot and Ankle Show Digital. Education, inspiration and community is what we always strive to bring you. So come along with us for these great events and keep pushing your practice towards a better one tomorrow.